The Deftones.
The Deftones. They're from Delco, ain't they?
Ain't they? Ain't it?
Ain't he?
Isn't it?
Oh, Chino.
Chino.
Chino Marino.
Yeah, Chino Marino. Is
Ain't
that
it?
really his name?
I think so.
Hold on. Let me get this so I can follow along here. Mm-hmm. Don't it? His name's Chino. Isn't it?
He's in the Deftones, ain't he? Plays in the Deftones.
Their one album's called Ohms. Ohms. Koi No Yokan. Hold on here. Let me see here. The first one was 95. Adrenaline. Wow. I didn't know it was that old.
I don't know what a lot of these albums sound like. I'm going to say Koi No Yokan is probably Yokan. That's probably going to be my guess on what sounds best.
Yeah, I would say that's... I really don't know. I've never actually sat and actively listened to these, especially their newer ones. So
I think White Pony's going to sound a little flat.
I think this first one, Adrenaline, is going to be the worst sounding one. That I can probably say for.
I've never heard anything from it, but let's start with the first track.
Let's go for it.
Let's get our volume up to where we usually are.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. First track. Oh, I do know this song. Sounds like shit already.
It sounds like it's played on a cassette.
It's like a raw kind of guitar sound. It does sound... Yeah, it sounds like 8-bit.
Yeah, that guitar
Super
is...
Nintendo. It's not that bad. The drums are gonna make or break it. The drums aren't the worst thing in the mix.
Actually,
the guitar is the worst thing in the mix.
The drums aren't terrible. It's actually not as bad as I remember it being.
What is that mid? The guitar tone has like a really boxy mid-range.
There's a huge mid-range.
Sounds like there's a... I don't know, it's like out of phase with itself or something. The mix actually isn't bad though. I like the way the drums are sitting there.
They're actually, it's not bad.
That guitar tone is just absolute dog shit. I don't think it's mixed bad though. I think it's just the guitar tone is horrible.
It is
okay.
It is a really bad guitarist there. It is. I agree.
It's a little like the drums don't have that girth, but they don't sound bad. They're a little flat. They're in between flat and girth.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like the drums sound good. They just don't have that.
They're mixed right. They don't have enough punch behind them.
Let's go for another popular song here. 7 words. I don't think I know this one. He changed his tone a little. Oh, fuzzy.
You being a guitarist, I think you pick up on that a little more than me. I wouldn't even notice that.
It's not as boxy yet.
It's quieter.
It's definitely quieter. The guitar... I think there's something going on over here. The bass might be centered. I like this better than the other song. The guitar feels a little disjointed though. Like it's kind of standing on its own from everything else.
Yeah, overall the mix is kind of below average. It's not notable.
No.
It's not something I would...
It's kind of a raw vibe. But
It is.
for them on their first album.
Yeah.
What I expected.
Yeah.
It sounds like a garage kind of mix.
Yeah.
Next
I
album.
don't think anything else on that album is going to change your mind.
No. Yeah.
Round the Fur is the next one.
My Own Summer. Shove it. Wow.
Already punchier.
Kick drum's got some oomph.
It does.
It's got some girth immediately.
Totally different guitar sound.
The guitar feels more cohesive in the mix already.
Ooh.
Yeah, those drums cut through the
This
mix
is-
very nicely.
This is already leaps and bounds better. It's clearer.
Clearer, the texture's better on everything.
Yes.
Nice hi-hats. That's a great drum sound.
Cymbals sound good.
Guitar tone, I don't know the guitarist's name, but he dialed it in. And they mixed it way better too.
The snare's a little light. Like it gets lost a little there when it starts up.
It kind of does.
If I had to critique it.
It's a good tone though.
It's good. It
But you're
sounds
right.
good, but it's a little... Here it doesn't sound bad, but listen when it starts up. A little bit. You could have used just a little more on there, but
Yeah.
okay.
I like it.
Do head up on this one. Actually, I like this song. Actually, this song just shreds your face.
Almost got a Slipknot kind of sound to it. Down-tuned riff. Oh yeah. Sounds like Limp Bizkit actually. Doesn't it?
Does yeah.
Like a mixture of Limp Bizkit and
This is a heavy song.
again, consistent with the drums and the guitar. Voice has some depth at the top of the mix
Still-
there. And it's
Yeah. Drums sound great.
wide
actually.
mix. Gives you a lot of space.
It sounds really good.
Yeah, just
Now, is it just because the last one sounded so bad?
I was just thinking that. It's better than the last one by a lot, but oop, I restarted it. I don't know how much better it could get. Let's hear one more. I don't know. See, they change up their sound a little bit per song.
Yeah, I don't know this album really well.
Sounds like Chevelle.
That does. Yeah.
That's a Chevelle riff right there.
Before Chevelle was Chevelle, I think.
Sounds like Send the Pain Below.
It does, yeah, yeah.
Same key signature or whatever.
Again,
They definitely influence each other, but
Yeah.
I think that album's pretty consistent.
sounds good.
Do you know anything off their self-titled? Let's go with Minerva.
I don't know anything off this album.
Going in blind.
I don't.
It's kind of got an Incubus vibe as well.
Yeah. They play around with a lot of different styles and sounds.
They're still feeling Chevelle here too. Chevelle and Incubus. This sounds a little worse than the last album though.
It sounds more not as wide. The drums aren't as tight as.
Yep. That's where I noticed. The guitar feels like it's a little darker and kind of in the back too.
And now that snare drum, you really can't hear that snare drum at all.
No, completely lost.
You have to like
search for it.
Yeah.
The guitar's dominating just a little too much. I love the guitar. This mix is a little all over the place. It's not horrible, but
yeah, it's definitely a step down from the other one. I
think it's the guitar tone, and like you said, the drums aren't.
Yeah,
they're not punching me in the face anymore.
You might as well try another random one on here. I have no idea.
It's called When Girls Telephone Boys. You can hear the snare now.
Yeah.
The guitar feels like it's canceling itself out. Like where?
Yeah, you're right. It's the other one was staged very well.
Yeah. I can't really hear the guitar except for the riff. Not the riff, but the rhythm in the right speaker.
Around the Fur was almost perfect. This is like
something happened with the guitar on this one.
Yeah,
it's like hard to hear it. But I like the snare sounds better on this song.
It does. There's something got lost here with this mix. It's too closed in. His voice is further back.
Yeah, I can't really hear him either. They always kind of have that effect on his voice, though. Like
yeah.
Going through a loudspeaker or something. Or a radio.
I'm not even really digging the songs either, to be honest.
No, they're kind of uninspired.
Yeah, it's kind of a flatliner.
Yeah, comatose. Saturday Night Wrist. I know Hole in the Earth. That was a pretty cool song. I don't know how it sounds, though.
Cherry Waves is good, too. Guitars are quieter.
Whole thing's quieter.
It is. Drums are louder than everything in the mix. They sound good. Drums are louder than everything. They are. The guitars kind of fell back.
They're behind everything, yeah. But the drums are nice and punchy.
But it's almost to the point where you can't hear the guitars, really. It's like now they feel like they got the drums right, but now
the guitar, I think the tone is right too. The mix is wrong.
Yeah.
His voice didn't sound as good as Around the Fur either. Doesn't sound as good.
Really? You don't think so? I think it sounds better than the last one.
They got the cymbals right too. It does sound. You can hear it more of it.
The drums are good, but it's overall.
Actually, no, you're right. We can definitely hear his voice now.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the depth or the space that I think Around the Fur had, though. It's still good.
Yeah, it's better than the last one, but no, I think Around the Fur was still the best sounding one.
Let's try Cherry Waves from here.
Wow.
Big compressed drum sound.
What do you mean when you say that? It's compressed?
Well, they take probably like a couple room mics and then compress it so the louder things are as loud as the quieter things, so you can hear the like echoes in the room more. Get more of the room sound, not just the source. Just as it's a lot of layers here.
I think the drums and the voice are pretty on point.
Everything right now in the song is on point. Kick drum, everything's clear.
The guitars are just too far back there.
Snare sounds a little clippy. It sounded strange there. Cymbals sound good.
It does. Overall, the production's there, I guess.
Yeah.
But the mix is
The mix is a little
off.
strange.
It's definitely off.
The
Yeah.
guitars aren't cutting it for me.
Shame.
All right. Let's try Diamond Dice.
I don't know
Title track.
anything off this album. This was kind of a bizarre one for me.
I think I've heard Rocket Skates and maybe Diamond Dice. Is that in the song?
I don't know.
I don't think it. Let's rewind it.
No, okay.
It's not in the song.
Technical glitch. The drums are different. They're
Drums are
quieter.
different?
They're smaller in the mix, and the guitars are louder.
Yeah, now they balanced it out the other way now.
Yeah.
Guitars louder and more.
Well, it's off balance the other way now.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it just shifted the scale. It's a pretty good song.
His voice still sounds good, though, I think.
I actually like the guitar mix here. You're right, though. The drums are kind of in the center, and then you have the guitar kind of
Yeah.
shooting out on the left and right. Yeah, wide guitars and tight drums. And then his voice kind of sits on the top there.
Yeah, it's
Not bad.
I'd argue it's probably better than the last one, but it's not taking the cake, though.
It's got girth and depth, though. The guitar does at least.
Yeah.
It's heavy. Let's try Rocket Skates. Oh, it's different. Actually, no, it isn't.
The drums are really lacking for me.
Yeah, they're not girthing out.
The snare drum's like way back there again.
Cymbals, yeah, they sound quiet. They shifted too much from the guitar.
Yeah.
Bummer. It sounds pretty consistent with the other song, though. On Koi No Yokan, a couple popular songs here. I'm losing the kick drum a little.
Yeah, it kicks a little quiet.
Cymbals and the snare sound good. They have good texture and space.
Where'd the guitars go? What just happened?
They definitely fell off when his voice came in.
Maybe try a different song. Could be. It's weird. I like Poltergeist.
I think this album's quieter than the others, too. Overall.
Yeah, it is quieter. But again, the mix just isn't quite right.
It's... That's that signature Deftones guitar sound right there.
I like this album a lot, actually.
It's still good, yeah.
This is a good album.
The drums are lacking again. The guitar is
I feel like
dominating.
the drums, I can hear them more, but they're lacking the punch. The guitars are like too hard panned or something. They just aren't.
I feel like I really can't hear anything.
Yeah,
I have
like-
to search for everything in the mix. I'm like, wait, is that
Yeah.
even there?
It's
right
not
now?
as forward as.
This song's called Tempest. Never heard it. Need the song to open up here. Let's fast forward. There's the kick.
Now that mix sounds better.
Yeah, the snare and the kick sound better. I mean, his voice
Yeah.
sits in there really nicely.
But the guitars still they
I'm-
sit kind of strange in there. Yeah, they're
They're like quiet. They feel like they should be cutting through a little more.
Yeah.
I'm losing them a little.
it's lacking.
Yeah, my prediction was not accurate.
Strange.
Gore. Prayers, triangles. Going in blind on this one too. Ooh.
There's a new strange godless demon awake inside.
I really like the space that the drums and the voice give here.
There's a force divine
The guitar is a little bit abruptive though. Feels like it's in another space.
Ooh. There's cymbals or like jingle keys.
This is the first time their cymbals have sounded like trash. It took them 20 years.
Jingle bells. The snare again is kind of light.
Yeah.
Like the drums are kind of hard to hear. Again, like, it's almost like they flipped it again. The guitars are loud.
I don't know, the drums you can't.
Drums kind of got pushed back.
Yeah. I'll try the next song. on
Yeah,
here. Can't hear the drums.
no,
That guitar.
the guitars are
everything
really.
in the mix. Yeah.
Wow.
There's a song with Jerry Cantrell on here called Phantom Bride.
Try that one.
They went with like a slapback reverb kind of sound on his voice for this album. They went for like a different vibe.
Yeah.
It's miles away from their first album, which was like the garage band kind of sound. Kind of raw.
Well, it's almost like the production is always there with their stuff for the most part, except for the first album. But like after that, the production really got good, but the mixes are
I feel like everything
they
has
flip
its-
flop back and forth. Like
They do. Everything's got a good texture. They recorded it right, but then it's not balanced in the mix. The way you should be able to pick out everything,
yeah.
but not have to search for it either. The song's a little quiet, huh?
It is, and the drums, like you can barely hear the drums.
That's the thing. Even at a quieter volume, you shouldn't lose anything. Yeah, this hasn't changed since the other two songs.
Yeah. Meh.
Even Jerry Cantrell couldn't save it.
Nope.
I'm guessing he played the guitar on this or something.
I don't even know. It's kind of a boring song, so I have no idea what he did.
This song's called, or album 2020 Ohms.
Ohms.
I've never heard this one.
Yeah, I have yet to actually listen to this album.
Getting a Porcupine Tree vibe from that riff.
Guitar's got some weight to it there, though.
It does. It's pretty thick for a clean guitar sound. Probably because he's definitely down-tuned, thicker strings. Curious about what kind of amps they used for this. Really good sound.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I have to give it my Jingle Bell stamp of disapproval. On that high cymbal,
Yeah, I could hear it
a
on
little
top.
bit Jingle Bells.
A little bit, but
The guitar is bigger and wider than I've ever heard, though.
the drums sound good, though. Although that snare is
Can't-
still a little
I
light.
can't hear the kick drum.
It's
either.
punchy, though.
Yeah, the kick drum's got some really low end. But
does.
I can't hear the attack on
You're right. There's no attack.
It's kind of just pushing air. Let's try another song. See, they got the guitar texture down too. Feels like the amp is playing through the speaker.
Yeah, the guitar is
good.
great. It's probably the best it's ever sounded.
It's obvious. Every morning, the same charade.
It's a cool space. Kind of a lot of depth in the middle there. I think the guitars are drowning out the kick drum again.
Yeah, they kind of lack on the drums again, unfortunately.
Cool snare sound in a good space. Still maintaining production value here, but
Yeah.
I can't hear that kick drum.
Yeah, they're just nothing.
There's one more song in here. This is title track.
Whoa. You get this blaring guitar with a nice sound, and these drums that come in, and they're like pussyfooting around.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? How do you produce an album like that? I just don't understand.
Whoever did the guitars knew what they were doing.
How do you sit in a studio and go, yeah, this sounds really good? I just don't. Please, somebody tell me, because the guitars sound great, but the drums are like, that guy was asleep at the board or something.
Yeah, the drums have like this much space.
Yeah.
Center, and then the guitar takes up. Let's hit my mic. The entire circle of what I visualize. And then his voice kind of sits. The guitars are left and right in here, and then his voice is kind of centered. And the drums are.
But his voice is actually, he's got distance this time though, which the other times he was a lot more forward.
Yeah. Why didn't they just apply the same methodology to the drums?
They just can't get it
Give
right.
Them that. Yeah, the drums are like peeking through like a little curtain.
Strange.
All right, White Pony, a little bit overdue. There's a kick drum.
Again, here we go with loud drums.
Great snare sound.
That I don't know how to feel about that kick drum now that I hear it.
You mean
It
like the tone or texture of it?
it's kind of going like doom, doom, like it
It has a dull attack, maybe.
like it doesn't. I think it's just the way the drum sounds. It's a very strange sounding. I like the snare.
Snare's got a huge space. It's probably the loudest thing in the mix.
His voice is much closer. Guitars just like they kind of.
Once it's a little quiet. They're. I wish
not-
they were a little louder.
Yeah, it's not a bad sounding mix
No.
overall.
I think the kick drum got lost there in that little pre-chorus, chorus, whatever it is. Yeah, I see what you're saying about the kick now that I hear it more. It needs more attack. I almost lose it. Like I almost have to look for it
Yeah,
sometimes.
this mix aspires to be good. Like, it's like the uncle that shows up at the wedding with like a nice jacket on, but he's wearing sneakers. And you're like,
couldn't
you
seal
know,
the
you
deal."
kind of tried, but you just didn't pull
Yeah.
through.
By the way, thanks for dressing up.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it almost like it should sound good, but
It's almost there.
It is. It's so close.
I think it's the guitar that's lacking.
It is. It's got like this distance to it that it shouldn't have.
Doesn't have. We got to go back now that we're at the end. Let's go back to what we thought was the best one.
We are aware that this White Pony was supposed to be way back down the list, but
Remember,
it's a re-release, so it came out 20.
Shouldn't matter when something came out.
No, it doesn't really matter.
Shouldn't.
Time doesn't really matter.
But yeah, White Pony was around this time. What was the song we listened to? Was it Around the Fur?
We did.
Or was it My Own Summer?
You did My Own Summer, and then
Oh yeah.
yeah. See those drums? They sit so nice. There's a little bit of punch on them.
Texture of the hi-hat's nice and crispy. And I can hear the whole guitar.
Yeah.
Oh, the other song was Head Up.
Yep.
Let's just jump back to that one.
Yep.
This song
Skip through a little bit.
got a lot more going on here. Yeah, that's the most cohesive,
It is.
consistent.
I agree.
Wow. Yeah, listen to the ring on the drums. The toms ring
Yep.
out. They got some punch to them. Dynamic too. The guitar pan to the right during that little break. It's a bit on the rawer side compared to the newer ones.
It is.
But it's 1997. I know that usually older stuff tends to have a rawer sound, but that doesn't mean it's going to sound bad.
Right.
This is a good balance for them. Cymbals aren't swishy.
I'd say that the guitars, if I have to criticize it, guitars they're a tad quiet. But they don't sound like I have to look for them now.
Right.
It's there, but I'm like, if you just dialed it up a little bit. I don't know, it could be what we're listening to it on too, but I feel like. But everything is staged very nicely.
Yep.
This is the way it should sound.
Most balanced mix.
Didn't see that coming.
No, I think that's our final answer. Around the Fur.
Around the Fur.
Any other final closing comments on Deftones?
Yeah. What the hell does Around the Fur mean?